Alright, so we're going to be looking at a Red Kiss, a medic, and silver. I might have already done this. Did I already do this? Okay, so generally you want to try to walk up as fast as you can. You just don't want to risk getting caught by a sniper while you're still in big door. Like this. Yeah. So yeah, you want to try and walk up a lot faster there. When you let yourself get caught like that, that's when something like getting bombed by a soldier can happen. Stuff like you want to get in a good position basically as soon as you can. You guys right here should be looking to try and slow down the capture of 2. Obviously you're down a lot of numbers, so you might not be able to completely fight it. I wouldn't, you sort of turned your back to choke there without making sure that there was like nothing that could come through and do damage to you, so just be wary of that. Right now, like, you're heavy. Okay. So your heavy was sort of leading right there instead of your demo. Generally you want your heavy to be in a position to support your demo, but your heavy is taking like the majority of the heals. And something else I was noticing earlier, I'll point it out if it happens again. Okay, once again it's your heavy who's leading, and you don't want your heavy to lead just because it puts him in a very dangerous position to get headshot or whatever. Your demo's a lot more mobile, you can peek this corner easier. Something else, like, so you have 3 people all in choke all trying to do the same thing, they're all spamming. That's just, like, if their demo gets aggressive, he can put out a lot more damage onto you than you can heal 3 people at a time. So you really only want 1 person spamming aggressively. Your pyro or your heavy should be like spy checking here, instead of like everybody just looking at choke. Nobody's like looking behind you. So once their demo's in drop down, like, you know that you should be able to get their choke basically for free. Yeah, so that was good. When you're pushing into this mid, you want your flank to go pressure their sniper, like, basically as soon as possible. So your soldier or your scout should be rushing up at their sniper. Okay, so good job to clean up that back cap. I think you must have killed their medic too. Your demo dropped in there when you guys pushed in. So that, if that is true, you should have about, like, it's only like 15% advantage with how you've been healing now, so you're just going to want to set up, let Ubers equal out. Your sniper looks like he's taking sniper duels without getting a buff. You want him to be, like, rotating with you before he's fighting the other sniper. Try to avoid playing in that, the elbow behind you. It's really easy to get separated from your team and caught out. So, like, this is really, like, you were just standing here, crouched, and turned around, like, looking back here for a spy. You can't, that's not where you're, like, when you're here, you need to be focused on what's in front of you. You can't be looking for a spy in that moment because it's so easy. Like, if that heavy had been revved up when he peeked the corner, he could have hit you for 80 damage instantly. You know, there's snipers watching this, so, like, you put yourself in this corner here, and that's where you're gonna get forced by a demo spamming. You never want to be in this corner. You can accomplish everything if you stand. That sucks that your heavy gets stabbed. You can accomplish everything that you can do here, basically, from either in the dispenser or if your team's more aggressive right here. But when you're in that corner, that's when you limit the ways that you're able to get out of the fight. Oh, and he gets another stab on your demo, so you need to, like, run right now as far back as you can get. You can't stay here. Yeah, like you guys are completely fucked. As soon as you lose your combo, you just need to leave. When you lose your heavy and demo, the point becomes virtually unholdable at that point, and you shouldn't commit this hard with your pyro for this force. And you shouldn't commit that hard with your heavy. It's okay to just, like, sometimes bad Ubers happen. You just need to use them to completely leave the fight. That's just the way it goes sometimes, but you can't try to, like, press your luck and go fight an Uber without an Uber. It's just not gonna work, especially in that situation. You guys sort of luck out. It looks like your flank comes through really big there, but just imagine how much better this would be if your flank had made this huge play and you'd been, like, in a safe position. It's not good to count on, like, amazing, crazy hero plays from your flank like that. You spent, like, way too much time. This spy is not your job. You are not the person who should be dealing with the spy there. It's basically just know that there's a spy behind. Don't, like, send anyone to, like, chase him, because when you're doing that, you're basically down a player. Sounds like their sniper gets a pick on their scout here. When you get picks on the flank, you can just keep overwhelming the flank. You can force their combo to overcommit to one side. Stuff like that. It's good to... So, like, right now you could send your sniper and your demo big door. Try to work more picks there. If you get more picks there, it's a really easy push in. So you know that you both have Uber here. A couple ways to, like, approach this push is gonna be, okay, one, just crossbow these people now. It's not worth exposing yourself. When you're standing here, you're standing in the sniper line, standing in demo spam, it's not worth it. Just crossbow them, they can come over here and then get buffed later. So you guys have been here for, like, 4 minutes now, so you need to be looking to, like, do something to make a round happen. What you can do is you can send everybody but, like, your heavy or your demo. Just send everyone big door, really. Leave maybe our soldier is good to watch choke. And just try and overwhelm the people that they have there. Or you can just take an Uber trade through choke if they're playing really close. Just Uber your demo. Try to make them multi as much as possible. Maybe jump a soldier behind. If you just sit here, nothing's gonna happen, though. And you did just expose yourself to the sniper sight line. You have to be wary of that. When you walked over to heal your flank, you just don't walk as far, or you make sure that there's pressure on choke. You were doing that right there. You were healing your sniper while he took the sniper duel. He just got out-aimed, and that happens. There's nothing you can do about that. That does mean that generally when you lose your sniper, you're going to want to stop spamming this choke aggressively, because their sniper can just stand there hard-scoped and not worry about anything. It looks like they're going to end up trying to do an Uber trade here, so that's good to get your pyro close to the 9. You're not, like, looking behind yourself nearly often enough. You should be checking quite frequently to see if there's anything behind you. And again, you do need good presence on choke when you're doing that. You can't just turn around with nothing watching choke. Looks like their demo goes down there. So, this is a situation which you should be doing an Uber trade. Basically, Uber your demo in. You can have your soldier jump behind during the Uber. He could jump up to, like, the river area, and then after the fight, you're all just gonna collapse on them, and you should win that fight just because they're not going to have a demo where you do. That time you weren't healing your sniper during the sniper duel, so that's a misstep. You want to give him every advantage that he can while he's taking that fight. You know their demo's on loose cannon now. Once again, that makes it even more risky to peek choke like you have been in the future. Just something to definitely keep in mind. Yeah, like you guys just... Okay, so finally they Uber. Basically they Ubered because they got bored right there, really, is all that happened, and you guys are able to capitalize on that, but you don't want to count on the other team getting bored and making a bad push. You want to be able to incentivize... Once again, you are looking behind yourself shockingly. So, not unsurprising that you're dying to spies. So, but yeah, you wanna be making things happen, not waiting for the other team to let things happen. You need to go into this with a plan of how you're going to attack the point. And Gullywash can be hard for newer teams, but that's a big part, is knowing how you're going to be able to get in. What's good survivability there? You do know that your spy, you heard your spy, he killed their medic, so you could be looking to take an Uber in here. When you get this, couple ways to go. You can push from Shutter, you can push from River, sometimes you can push from Balcony, sometimes you can push from Main. Those aren't generally going to be as strong, but you definitely do want to go when you get this Uber. Bringing a scout in on Uber is really good. He can help chase down damaged targets, as well as, that should never happen. You need to have people playing with your team there. Also, if you notice that they had that many people in River, their demo, their pyro, you could have just walked in Shutter for free with your Uber advantage. That's something you can pick up on. So you guys, yeah, you just sort of let that Uber advantage completely slip away. Nice job milking there. You saw that you stayed above 105, so there was no reason to pop. Good job. Now, however, Ubers have equaled out, so... So a couple things to do now that you're in an equal Uber situation would be, rotate your sniper to River, try to support him there so he can get a pick. Basically it's playing around your sniper and waiting for him to get picks now that it's equal Ubers is going to be your game plan. You don't really want to try Uber trade pushes on last. You shouldn't have your sniper in Shutter, it's just too hard for him to get spammed out there. River's a really solid place for him to go. It gives him a good sight angle on where most medics are usually going to be holding. And there, that's an important sniper sight line to keep in mind. Top right spawn area, all the way to that health kit, you can't cross there.
The control point is being captured.
Okay, so you have Uber disadvantage now, so you're going to want to make sure that you're not playing too close. So while you're playing here, you should be asking your team, where's their combo, and if someone says their combo's coming big door, you need to back away, because they can just Uber into you and kill you in this position. Once again, by going this way, you put yourself in a dangerous position, and right there, you need to loudly call that there's a spy on your demo. You should be leaving here. This is a really dangerous spot for you to be when they have Uber. You didn't even, like, look at the choke before you started walking that way. You took a lot of unnecessary damage from that heavy there. You need to, like, look where you're walking. You can't just walk around without intel. He sort of got wrapped up in, like, dealing with that scout and forgot about the fact that they have Uber again. They do have ad right now. You should be... When they have ad, it's very good to play, like, up top. It's really lucky that you didn't die there. You were, like, one butter knife away. And then, yeah, that was dangerous to walk out. Like, you're walking places without, like, thinking about it, really. You have to know that, like, they could be watching Shutter. So you should be walking through Shutter by yourself. Generally, you don't want to hold forward in lobby unless you're at Uber disadvantage. It's sort of a last resort thing to slow them down. It's easy to get caught out or for something to go wrong when you're in lobby. You can't go back to resup easily. So once Ubers are equal, it's good to go just back to last and set up with the sentry gun. Just another reminder, you're not checking behind yourself often enough. Yeah, like, see, your demo is just getting, like, spammed out really badly here. You're gonna want to just go to last. You know their sniper has a sight. You saw their sniper had a sight line on you, so you just want to get out of here at this point. Yeah, that's, like, it seems strong, and then, like, little things just go wrong, and they all add up, and then this ends up happening, and you lose the round because of it. Okay, so you decide to go crits because, you know that it builds faster than Uber. I would rather go quick fix on 5 CP with disadvantage, since it does almost the same thing as a crits does. Oh, they're getting a gun up behind point. I don't really know how you guys held that. You shouldn't have, by any account, you should have lost that push massively. One thing, their scout did chase you instead of going to cap for free, which is a weird decision. Shouldn't have held that point though. There's no reason not to be trying to build a little. Like, you're gonna end up getting this longer than it would take to build an Uber charge because you're just dealing people who are max health. It looks like your team in general is not putting enough pressure on the sniper. He's on a 7 kill streak right now. Okay, so, like, a lot of times when a spy decloaks on the point, I probably need to pause for this. He's doing that because he wants to not only get cap time, but he wants to facilitate a play for his team, so when he's decloaking on the point like that, you should not be the one to drop down, because that's the same time that a coordinated team will have their sniper, like, peek through main, onto the point, stuff like that is all, like, what's going to be happening. Their demo is going to be spamming. That's what a coordinated team is going to do when a spy goes for cap time. Okay, so you know you have your crits. You should just pop now. Good. So yeah, that was good. In that situation, the crits, switching the crits hold did work. Until that happens. Alternatively, if you had gone Uber and built your Uber effectively, you would have had it there too. So that's something to think about, is building effectively. It's saving 20 seconds on the time it gets you to Uber. It's never going to hurt you. well, 99% of the time, building is not going to hurt you. And in that situation, it would have probably saved you that round loss. You would have been invulnerable. No one would have died during that. Plus, you crits to heavy. That's not... Like, critsing heavy does good damage, but he can still get kills while Ubered. It's not a huge change in his damage output. One thing to note about playing his choke is if something comes drop down, you're going to die. So, it can be risky to play there. Playing here is good as long as you make sure that there's snipers and choke. That soldier... Okay. That soldier bombed you. You were, like, looking over here. The soldier was here. You need to be looking at the soldier who's bombing you. Because that's how you're going to avoid his damage. Their demo is on charge now, which means you sort of have to... Okay, yeah, that's a sightline. You need to know where their sniper is, but now that their demo's on charge, basically it means your scout needs to be taking more heals. He's the best counter at that, and a charge demo can sort of walk all over your team. Walk all over your projectile classes, that is.
Alert. Our control point is being captured.
So yes, the counter to a charge demo is a combo scout, basically. He can shut a charge demo down really easily. You still see their snipers getting a lot of kills. That should be something at this point that your spy should just focus on, is shutting him down, because he's just walking over everyone. Sometimes your sniper is just getting out-aimed, having a bad day, and that's something you need to compensate for. So, should be another quick round there, yeah. So at this point, I would be telling my spy, just shoot their sniper. Basically, when you go choke, you want to get whipped all the way to choke. This puts you at mid a little bit slow. Putting you at mid a little bit slow meant you didn't have intel on that soldier bombing because he jumped on you right when you got there. So you can see how that chain of events affected you. You were there 3 seconds earlier, you get to mid, see the soldier jump, put yourself in a good position, don't take any damage, or take a lot less damage, don't have to back up. Stuff like that. Simple stuff. They're playing this really passively. You should just be tanking your sniper here, and letting him take free shots. You did win this mid, just off how passive they played. And you did a good job. This is smart to walk around safely here. Their sniper goes down here. What you can do with the sniper pick is big door. That's a lot of room, big door, and if you get your sniper in big door, he's just going to be able to start taking shots. Sucks to lose your demo there. They lose their demo too. Same situation. Should be able to pressure big door really easily when they're down this many people. Like, get your sniper in here, start healing your sniper, let him take free shots at the enemy. You can support your heavy while he fights. There's no reason to rotate choke in this situation. I guess your sniper was choke, he should have been big door with you, really. Have to pop because he's the sniper. Right now, I'm saying, I see their Uber. Okay. When you get to 20% Uber left, you need to start thinking about where you're getting out. Is my fight going good? Is it going bad? Whatever. It's 20% Uber left. I say we're committing to this fight, or we're leaving this fight. If we're committing, I get an aggressive position where I can heal without dying. If we're leaving, I just leave. I say where I'm leaving, and I expect my team to support me. You didn't do that until you were 0% Uber left. And look what happens to your team. You guys get, I mean, basically decimated by their flank because they were in a much better position post-Uber. You should have known that fight wasn't going your way when you popped first and you took about 4 seconds to force them. That's when you know that you need to leave that fight, basically. Okay, got a med. Heal your scout, just heal him. Don't go for saws, don't go for bows, just heal your scout while he kills things. That's a huge thing as you look at higher level teams, is their scout is getting a lot of heals. Scout's a super powerful class. Definitely should be taking more heals than he's getting. So if you took about half of the heals your heavy is taking, it looks like he's taking about 40%. Gave 10 more to your demo and 10 more to your scout, you'd be a lot better off. And some more heals for your sniper as well, from wherever those may come. Your heavy could be at 50 even. He's like, your heavy is just getting healed so much. Heavy is not, he's not a class that can do as much with that many heals as a scout can. If a heavy with 10% more heals and a scout with 10% more heals is not equal. The scout is much better to take those extra 10%. Like right now, a scout is running out and making space, and a heavy's waddling around, not able to lock down both of these doors, stuff like that. Heal your scout. Scout's a good class, is the moral of the story. So, don't be afraid to... That sucks, to lose your heavy there. Nothing you can really do about it. This is really good survivability, to not die here. You should be going back to second. You don't really need health with all the combo classes that are dead on their team, you just need to make sure they don't cap second. And now that they're not going to cap second, you should go to mid. It seems like your team only likes to push off numbers advantage, and not Uber. That's the thing, man. Well, right there, you had no one choke because you were playing so passive and a soldier was able to just walk in for free. Should still be able to swing this fight and get in, but not as advantageously as you could have had you just gone to choke and started walking forward. Once again, when you're pushing in, your flank needs to pressure their sniper. You end up losing that fight basically because their sniper remains unpressured while you walk in and he gets 2 big picks. And your push is over. One thing with a lot of higher level teams is they're going to see their sniper play less of a flank and more of a combo role. It's so important for your sniper to be able to be full health so he can counter snipe. Looks like no one on your team is really spy aware enough. Also, I would suggest your heavy switch to Tomislav. Just the way he's playing, like, heavy is... Next time you turn around. Okay, well, something else is happening on the but just to finish this point, your heavy is standing here revved up. And if he's on Tomislav, the other team doesn't know that. If he's on stock, they do. So, just look at this Uber. You need to save your demo. See the sticky here? He's gonna jump to you. You just have to be ready to save him and probably back out because of how this fight already looks like it's going. They have a lot of space. They have a lot of picks, so that should be your thought process, is I need to, yep, get over, save my demo, and leave. You did the save your demo part, and you weren't really able to leave. I would have called for him to jump to me instead of me to go to him. Basically there, just to make sure that I stay alive.
Our control point is being captured.
Like, so every crossbow you shoot is 40% Uber lost. You just shot 3, so that's 12% Uber. Just something to keep in mind later. You can tell how much sooner. This is another 6%. You're at 18% Uber lost off shooting bows so far. So, say you've lost probably 20% so far. You could have Uber right now, if you'd been building well. Instead of shooting bows when you did, just something to, keep in mind, is if they had pushed right when they got it, you would have just died. Again, wow, that's super unfortunate. That's, like, no, you didn't have your demo in choke. He was playing flank by himself. You don't want that, and your heavy wasn't looking at choke. So that's the sort of stuff that can happen. Just in situations like that, it won't happen every time, but it's the possibility for it to is there.
Control point is being captured.
I would, yeah, once again, I would default to quick fix over Kritzkrieg. Holds with disadvantage. Quick fix allows you to tank a lot more damage, stay alive and kite effectively. It's like about a minute and a half left here, so at this point you're giving up on this half if this is a match. And I would have my NG go level 3s, I wouldn't push out. That's good play there. Once again, this soldier jumps you don't really look at him. You go for saws, probably too often. Okay, 30 seconds left, about, I think? 30 seconds left, I'm looking to not lose. You did see the Spidey cloak in the corner of your eye. You did see him decloak on the pipe there. Just general awareness. Stuff like that. Yeah, not healing your flank enough and not knowing how to push second. It's the big problems.